Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Excess. Now, when you actually take a look at this particular puzzle, I'm not entirely sure why it's called Excess, but I mean, if you give me the word excess, it could have gone with a few different ideas and themes here. You could have gone with piles of money, kind of in reference to the fact that inequality is as high as it's ever been. That's not a true statement, maybe approaching as high as it's ever been. You know, if you think back to the Gilded Age, for example, we're kind of approaching that type of excess once again. But for me personally, excess would be a banquet of food. And as someone that's kind of struggled with food, so thinking about my adult life, my weight has probably fluctuated between 90 kilograms and 160. It's a huge range if you think about it. For you guys who probably don't do kilograms, like 200 pounds and 350 pounds is it? Like I said, material range. 14 and 25 stone. So excess food definitely comes to mind. What else do I want to mention before I get a look at today's puzzle? So I kind of did a bit of a cop-out this morning for me, with the Equalite puzzle. It was clearly very approachable. I should have done a second, I just wasn't quite feeling up for it. Thank you for the well wishes, I am much better now. So I'm hoping that this one is going to be a bit more of a challenge. So James Sinclair has this series of puzzle weekly emails that come right to your inbox from artisanalsudoku.com. And he tends to feature a bunch of other constructors as well, they're not exclusively his puzzles. But he gives them a rating between 1 and 10 difficulty, and this one has got 4 out of 10. Normally, that would mean like a hard 1 star on Logic Masters Germany. So, looking for something a bit more meaty today to get stuck into. Although looking at the grid, I'm not sure it's that difficult. It looks quite approachable. Anyhow, enough of all of that. Let's take a look at today's puzzle and rule sets with Excess from James Sinclair. And I guess you can see the X for sure, the X in excess. Rules-wise, we've got normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, every 3x3 box. Nothing unusual about any of this. Now, James always does that. He says, and all clues are standard. So you've got killer cages, so these 2 cells have to add up to 12, these 2 cells have to add up to 4, these 2 cells have to add up to 6, etc. So if this is a cell is a 2, this would have to be a... Let me do it the other way around. No, that's fine. This would have to be 4, so that these 2 cells do add up to 6. We have German whisper lines, so if you imagine that this cell is a 2, that's a bad one. If this cell is a 2, the neighboring cells have to be 5 or more away, so that could be 7, 8, or 9. And you'll notice, of course, that means that it oscillates between high digits, 6, 7, 8, 9, low digits 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back and forth, because that's the only way you can be 5 or more away. No 5s on German whisper lines, you should be able to determine why. We've got digits in cells separated by a V sum to 5. So these 2 cells have to sum up to 5. The fact that I have a 4 in here would make this a 1. And the fact that an X must sum up to 10. So the fact that I have a 2 in here, this would have to be an 8. And obviously that's true for all of these. This is 10, this is 10, this is 5, etc. So fairly standard set of rules, no mention of negative constraints. And as always, for you to play along and enjoy this excess in moderation, if that's such a statement. Link in the description down below as usual. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. So I noticed 2 things right away. A 2-cell cage that adds up to 6 could be 1, 5 or 2, 4. Now 1, 5 doesn't work because 5 can't go on an X, otherwise we require a second 5. 5 can't go on a V, otherwise we require a 0. So this is definitely 2, 4, and we'll take it from there. But this is another 1, 3. So we've got what would probably be a decent break-in. So let's think about this. 3 would be 2, 1 would be 4, and then this would be 6 or 8. And you can't have 6 inside a 12 cage, we've got our break-in. That's 8, that's 4, that's 1, that's 3, and then that's, 7. And hang on, I can't do maths. To add up to 10, that's 2, 3, 1, 9, right. That's now 4, that's now 6. I mentioned in the beginning that can't be a 5 on a German whisper line, so that's the only place for a 5, and then I'm missing a 7. The neighbor would have to be 1 or 2 to be 5 or more away. I mean, I can actually place a lot of 5s, I'm just noticing. Like, no 5s in any of these. Can't have 5 on X's. Can't have them on V's. Can't have them on X's. That's another 5. I say a lot of 5s, just one more. To be 10, this would have to be 6 or 8. Can't be 6. So that's the rest of this. That's 8, that's 2, that's 4, that's 1. That's 9 to get to 10. That's 3 to get to 12 in the cage. That's 7. And then I'm left with... my scanning is awful. 6. Which would force this to be a 1. Only digit that can be 5 or more away on a German whisper line from a 6. We could probably do something here. So... row 9, we've got 2 cages that add up to 12. Now, I'm telling you that it doesn't have a 7 in there because the 5 is out. So no 7, no 7, no 7 in here because of the cage, sorry, because of the box, no 7 on a V because that would be -2. That's the only place for a 7, and that will probably unwind a whole lot for us. 9 to get to 12, 1 to get to 10, 4 to get to 5, 8 to get to 12, and then down to 2. Can I do something similar? Not kind of. This has to be 6, 8 because it's not 5, 9. So 6 and 8. Obviously that can't be the 8. So that's 6, that's 8. That would be 4 to get to 10. That would be 2 to get to 10. That would be 3 to get to 5. That would be 9 to get to 12. That would be 1 and 2. And we've done the whole perimeter. We can probably... I'm kind of, you know... So let's think. This is high, this is high, this is high. This digit is a 9, and a 9, because essentially it's high, low, high, low, high, low. This digit here is an intersection between 4 different German whisper neighbors. So if you don't go for an extreme digit, you're going to be out of luck, because let's go with 8. I need to put 4 different digits, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the 4 will be too close to the 8. So that's 9. These are clearly not 4s. That's not a 4, just Sudoku. That is the 4. That's not a 3. That's not a 3. That is the 3. That gives me 7s. Are the 1 and 2 resolved possibly if I scan carefully? No idea. That's an 8. It's not 6, 7, or 9. It's a high digit. And this is not 6, 7, or 8. It's a 9. And it's kind of bugging me that the 1 and 2 are not resolved either. So I'm guessing Sudoku will come to play in a second, but yeah. Right, let's do a bit of Sudoku. I've kind of ignored it all the way until now. 3, 5, just looking for easy things that I could do. And these 2 cells are 5 and 4. 4, 5. Right, let's think about these ones. I need a 1, 2. I don't need a 2. I need a 1, I need a 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. So 3, oh, 7 is placed, which gives me 3, which gives me 1, and then gives me 9. Excellent. Sorry, I was too lazy to pencil mark for some reason. I just decided to do it in my head. I will pencil mark this time though, just to make it a bit clearer. I need 6 and 8. 8. I do need a 6, don't I? Okay, good thing I did pencil mark this time because it can't be resolved. Where do I go from here? I mean, these 2 are calling out for attention. I need 2, which can only be in here, and it gives me 1 and 2, and then 5. And in there I need 3, 6, and 8. This is not 3 or 8. That's 6. This is 3, 8. That's not the 3. That's the 8. Right. These 2. I need 5 and 6, I'm going to say. Not resolved. Right. What about... Okay. These are probably next. I need a 1, which can only be in here. I need a 9, which can only be there. And then that looks like a 5 to me. And then in here, I need 7, 6, and 5. 5 can only be here. 6, 7 doesn't look resolved to me. Right, so 7 is only here. 6 can be in anywhere. Any other thing? 4. Yeah, not resolved. 4 7s and 6s. Interesting. So there's another 4, 6, 7. There is no 4, so the 4 is forced in here. There's another 6, 7, and an 8, and the 8 is resolved. That's 8. That has to be a 6. It's not 7. That gives me 4 and 7 and 6 and 2 and 4 and a 6, 8 pair that's not resolved. 7 is, however, and the 5, 6 are resolved up here. Right, that's 1, that's 4, that's 9. I need a 2, 3, looks like it's 3. No, it's not 3. A 6, 8, and a 7. That's 7. That is 8. That is 6. That is 8. I do need a 3 this time. 4, 5, and 9. 5, and if I'm, no, not 9. 5, definitely, and 6. Right, so that is correct. 5, and then 6 for the finish. Slightly clumsy at times, though, but doesn't feel like 4 out of 10 to me. You know, some forced cages just allows you to unwind it very quickly. Right, here's what I'm going to do. One more. I didn't prepare this in advance, so pardon me whilst I do this. Okay, this is slightly harder with whistle stop. And we've got quadruples and arrows and normal Sudoku. And obviously I haven't got the rules on the screen. So remember, the rules will be in the description down below, but let's see if we can do this quickly. Normal Sudoku rules apply. We've done that one. Quadruple circles. So a digit inside a white circle must appear in one of the 4 cells surrounding that circle. So all of them are actually 4 cells. So it's kind of telling you what all of these cells are. This is 1, 2, 5, 6. This is 4, 5, 8, 9, etc. Then we have arrows. So the sum of the digits along an arrow is equal to the digit in the connected circle. So I'm going to cheat a bit here and say this is 1, 2, and 4. Yeah, these are allowed digits. So if you add up what these 3 cells are, it has to go in a total in here, which would be 7. So that's how arrow sum works. These 2 cells would have to add up to 7. It's not the case that you add up all of these to get to whatever's in here. That's it. Restart clock. See how I get on. Right, so ways I usually do this is look for common digits between the quadruple circles. So the 5, for example, can't be in here. Has to be there. Has to be here now at the bottom. And not here. But not there either. Not there. That's a 5. That's the first digit. Can I do more? No. Interesting. So, I mean, technically that could be 5, 6. So I'm not forced to do anything with the 1s and 2s just yet. Okay, this is suddenly much harder. Right, this is 6 or 7. Minimum I can make these is 1, 2, 3. And this would force this to be 6, 7, 8, or 9, but the 8 and 9 are up here. Right. Now, to get to 7 in 4 cells, it's 1, 2, 4. To get to 6 in 3 cells, it's 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 are always in here. These are not 1, 2. These are 1, 2. That's 5, 6. Not quite interesting, like just highly unexpected. Pretty sure. So we know that this can't be an 8. Sorry, we know this can't be 5. And if it's 8, you know, I've broken this arrow because it still needs to sum up to a single value. 1 and 0 would get me to 9, and obviously 0 is not allowed. So this is another 1, 2. And this is 4 or 5. 8 or 9 is, again, just as we discussed with the 8 in here, too big. So this is 1, 2 with a 4, so that would be 7. 1, 2 with a 5 would be 8, which doesn't work. Amazingly, the example that I gave earlier is the actual answer. That's not a 4. This is 5, 8, 9. I guess more importantly, this means that these are 3 and 6. Now, 3 and 6, that can't be 3 because that would be 1, 2. Yes, it looks like it's possible, but not. Oh, hang on, it can be possible. Huh. Right, ignore what I was just about to say. So let's think about it, actually. If it's 3, it's 2 and 1. It's forced in that direction because of that quad. If it's 6, it would have to be 1, 5, which is not possible because of the 5, and it would have to be 2, 4, which is not possible because of the quadruple. That can't be anything other than a 1. And then that would have to be a 5 to get 6. So actually that was 3. And that's not 2. So this is not 1 or 2 or 5. That's 8. And this is a 1-5 pair now. Up here, let's think about this. Not sure I can actually place anything just yet. Right, this is another 6, 7. I really should, once I spot a bit of logic, I should just have a look around. And it is actually 7, because this has to be 1, 2, 4. So again, same trick. These are 3 unique digits. That would mean this is 6, 7, 8, or 9, not 8 or 9. This can't be 1, 2, 3. This is 1, 2, 4. In fact, with this 1, 2, I can place a digit. This is the 4, this is 1, 2, this is a 7. That makes this a 6. That forces these to not have a 4. This is 1, 2, 3. Not that I can do much about that. So 7 and 8 are in here. And then the 4 and 9 are the loose digits. So that's 4 or 9. And this 1 in here tells me there's a 1, yeah, on this quadruple. It can only be there. Just Sudoku. The 6 is not here. So that's the 6. This is now known as 4 and 9. That can't be the 4. That's 4. That's 9. That has to add up to 7. So that's 3. That's the 9. Just Sudoku. And this is 5, 8. One and 2 are already gone. So the minimum this can be is 3, 4 with a 7. Specifically because of this 1, 2, 3. And I'm not sure it could be anything else really. I think it has to have a 3 because the other option would have been a 9. But 1, 8 is gone. 2, 7 is gone. 4, 5 is gone. So this is always a 3. This is 4 or 6. And this is 7 or 9. So that places a 3 up here. Well, I mean, that was placed because these were known. They're 4, 8, 9s. And the 4 in here gives me a 4. These are 8 and 9. And in fact, that 4 does some work. That gives me 6, 9. Resolves the 8, 9. Could be that I'm on a relatively lucky solve path. Because that also doesn't feel like 5 out of 10. So 1, 2, 3. I need 4, 7, and 8. And they're not resolved. I can just eliminate a bunch of options. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 5, 7, and 8. That's not 5, so this is 7 or 8. This is 5, 7, 8 with a definite 5. Then this is another, hang on, this is not 7. Sleuth, come on. 7, and then 9 to complete the row. We're kind of nearly done with the variants. So let's think about this. I need another 5, 8, another 4, and a 9. Doesn't look like it's fun. So I need another. Right, maybe we need to think about what this arrow is. So this arrow, I'm going to do some cheeky things actually. 9 I can place, just none of these are 9. So that places a 9 in here. 8 is now placed. 3 is placed. Just all of that, just Sudoku. Quite powerful. Where I was going with this is I was trying to think what this cell could be. Because kind of the last kind of thing sticking out that we haven't really thought about. This is 2, 4, 7. None of these are 7. So 7 is in here. Again, none of these are 2. So that's 2, 7. So these 3 cells now are 4, which can't be in here. And I'm going to say 6 and 5. And So now that's limited to 5 or 6. This can't be 3s, and the 6 doesn't have 3s anyway. So if this is 5, this would have to be 1, 4, and that, 1, 4, and that looks entirely doable. Now, if it's 6, 1, 5 looks fine. 2, 4 looks achievable. Oh, no, that can't be 2 or 4. So that's always a 1, which gives me 3. And that 1 gave me, yeah, that resolution earlier. Not really earlier, but you know what I mean. There has to, no, there is a 3 already. There has to be a 3, that is the 3. And then it's probably one of these existing digits already pencil marked, so I'm not going to think about this too much. 4 or 5, 5 or 6. Let's see if we can resolve it this way. So this, yeah, again, no 3s. May as well just place the 3. I mean, there you go. So no 3s. So again, if it's a 5, it's 1, 4. And that would have to be the 1. This would have to be the 4. In fact, I think the 4 is forced. With Sudoku, none of these are 4. So that is 4. And therefore, to get to 6, this would have to be 2, which is still achievable. Gives me a 1-2 pair in the column. Then I'm back to a second 5-8 and a 7. And the 7 is in here. And this is 5 or 8. The 7 gives me 2 and 7. This 1 gave me 5 and 1. And this set is just known. 6. I think it is 6. Then we have another 5, 8 and a 9. This is the only one that can be a 9. This is 5 or 8. It is 5 because obviously of this 8. That's 8. That's 5. That's 8. This 1, 2 is not resolved. This 1, 2 is not resolved. How am I resolving these? Probably via the arrow. Interesting. Okay. These 2 cells, I need 2 and 8. I can resolve them. 8 and 2. This 8. Up here it's 5, 6, 7. It's not 7. Gives me a 5, 6 in a column. So probably useful. Let me think about what these are. I need 8 and 9, I'm going to say. That 9 gave me 9 and 8, which gave me 4. These 2 cells are 2, which is placed, and 5, which gives me 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2. There you go. That 4 doesn't continue to do work. That's fine. I need 7 and 6, I'm going to say. Huh, not resolved. What? No, yeah, 6, 4, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5 and 8, right, and 6, and we're nearly there now. 7, and what am I missing? 5 for the finish. 2 excellent puzzles from James Sinclair. Did feel like a whistle-stop tour of this particular one. Hope that you guys enjoyed the double feature today. Felt like I kind of owed you to make it up for not quite enough of a meaty puzzle on Monday morning. Well, nothing wrong with equalite puzzles, but maybe just more than one. And hope to see you back for the next video. Bye-bye for now.